Welcome to Weapons Wednesday, and today we're going to continue our journey through some amazing weapons that you can use for self-defense. And yes, are some of these overkill? Maybe. But here in Texas, we believe that the best kind of kill is overkill, which is why I'm excited to show you 4 amazing weapons today. And so if you're excited too, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel because that would be awesome. My name is DJ Moore, also known as the Modern Ninja, and before we get started, I just wanted to casually remind you to check your local laws. Not all laws are the same. Sometimes country to country or even state to state, sometimes even county to county, what you can keep and buy as a weapon or what you could use for self-defense as a weapon may change. So just check your local laws to make sure we're all on the up and up. Let's get started with what is probably one of the most unique weapons I've ever received, and that is the Crimson Knuckle Axe. This is basically if you were to combine brass knuckles, which I've had several of, and a throwing axe or tomahawk style weapon. This is going to be made out of a red anodized 3CR13 stainless steel. That means it's going to be able to hold up against the elements, like if you were to take it camping, quite well. And it's also going to be full tang with artistic vent holes to lighten the weight of your weapon. And it's also going to have other uses other than the obvious sharp axe that it comes out the box with, ready to cut things as you need to, but it's also going to have a bent cutting end on the opposite end. I'm sorry, I said cutting, I totally meant digging. And with a nice long textured black handle that allows you to grip it really securely, pretty much anyone of any size hand is going to be able to use this axe quite effectively. And going alongside the big hands thing, these 1 1/8 inch holes are going to be able to fit anyone's fingers. That way you can use it effectively as brass knuckles just like you would as an axe. I mean, the ability to do different things with this weapon, whether that's cutting, impact, all the piercing on the other end, it's incredibly versatile for whatever you need to use it for, may that be self-defense or just like survival tools in general. But what are the actual stats of this bad boy? Well, let me tell you, the finger holes, obviously, like I said, are going to be 1 1/8 inch in diameter. The blade length is going to be about 3 inches in length. The handle length is also going to come in at about 5 1/4 inches approximately, making the whole thing about 7 3/8 of an inch long. That combined with the ABS plastic case that it slips into quite securely and has a button clip to make sure it doesn't slide anywhere, makes it really easy to store in your backpack, or that belt clip allows you to attach it to your belt when you're actively in a situation where you might need to use it at a moment's notice, giving you both an easy to store camping companion and a quick release self-defense tool. This is definitely going in my camper's bag personally. I mean, the red alone just makes it perfect for my personal style. Now let's get into some of the other weapons because this isn't the only unique weapon on this list. So let's see what we get with the out of the air lemon cut for our red knife. Oh, okay, so it's just gonna cut it without any issue at all. Like you can see, literally the cleanest cut so far. At least I think I'm testing these out of the order I'm going to record about them and talk about them, but this is the second one I'm actually cutting right now, and whew, that was a punch. I just completely missed that one. But this, like I said, this is the second one that I'm cutting right now, and it's cutting it without any issue at all. I really like this knife. The ability to just kind of chop it through is really nice. There's no resistance at all, and I like the weight of it too in my hand. It's just a great weapon. The Dark Venom Ninja Sword is also a solid addition to your self-defense or home arsenal. Similar to the previous weapon, it's going to be made out of black and red anodized stainless steel. With a full tang and double-sided blade, it's going to do serious damage and be able to hold up to any conditions you carry it through, whether that's through the mud or just in your basement or whatever. It's going to be able to survive pretty much whatever conditions you put through. And just like many other KarateMart weapons and all the other weapons on this list, it comes out the box ready to cut things if you're just wanting to get into it right away. And as someone who does like getting into it right away, I always appreciate that. The sword blade is going to be 14 inches long, coming to a nice nice point at it right at the end there, and making the whole thing about 25 total inches. But it doesn't just stop there. It also is going to come with its own mini kunai as well, with a similar design and made out of that same black and red anodized stainless steel. Each of these kunai are going to be 4.5 inches in length, with approximately 3 of those inches being the blade. And since both of them are relatively light, the sword being only about 11 ounces and the kunai only being about 1 ounce each, these are really easy to carry and add to any pack that you may be preparing. Speaking of carrying, it's going to come with a nice easy rope grip that you can repurpose in any self-defense or survival situation for, rope-based things. There's a ton of things you can use paracord for, and so just having that on you is always nice, but it's also going to be very easily carried in this nylon sheath that allows you to strap it to your back or belt with ease. And that nylon carrying case is also going to have spots for our kunai as well, making it easy to carry it all, making this weapon quite a terrifying one to come up against as some intruder or attacker. Of course, I had to try the sword. What do you think it is? I'm the modern ninja. I couldn't go without testing the sword, but this is the last one I'm testing, so I really liked the axe one. That one worked out really well, so we're gonna see how this one is now. Oh, easy cut, incredibly easy. That long blade really is nice and easy to find the weapon and make sure it cuts all the way through it, because as you can see, it is in fact a clean cut without any issue. Oh yeah, there's little to any resistance at all. I absolutely love it. That was so easy. I really do love these kinds of swords. I don't know what it is. They're just great. Next, we have probably what is one of the more self-defense oriented weapons on the list, the tactical neck knife. This neck knife is going to be made out of blue anodized stainless steel, just like the previous blades, and again, full tang and coming out the box sharp and ready to go, with ventilation holes that allow for not only your sweat to go somewhere, but also to lighten the weapon to make it that much easier to use and carry around casually. Because that's what this thing is designed for. It comes with a sheath strapped to a necklace so that you can quickly pull it out and use it for self-defense. And your fingers fit right into these ridges right on the right next to the neck of the knife, right next to the blade, to allow you to hold it securely and use it in a quick and versatile manner. And even the sheath, for more protection and for more self-defense, has a whistle attached to it, allowing you to easily call for and signal down help as soon as you can. And yes, it does come with the neck cord included. It is already ready for you to go. As far as the specs of this knife, the blade is going to be approximately 3 inches long, making the entire weapon about 6 7/8 of an inch, nearly 7 inches. And with the knife coming in only at about 1.3 ounces, and even with the sheath, it still only makes it to about 2.1 ounces. That means it's easy to add to whatever carrying equipment and whatever pack you may be working with, whether you're in a survival situation, a outdoorsy thing, just carrying around for self-defense. It makes it really unintrusive so that you can carry it around no problem. I definitely plan on giving this to a family friend so that she can protect herself without issue. Lastly, we have the Dark Venom Knuckle Knife, like you see here. Again, sticking with our theme of being 1, sharp out the box, and 2, being made out of an anodized C3CR13 stainless steel. This thing is going to be a fixed blade that is ready to go, full tang, and will be able, because of what it's made out of, to survive whatever conditions you put it in. So whether or not you keep it in the dirty glove box of your car or trench your way through the mud, this will be able to last quite a long time. This weapon will act as both a brass knuckle or a knuckle duster, as I've said before, being able to punch and do blunt force impact into a target, but also act as a cutting implement and a stabbing implement if used correctly. In my opinion, being able to use in both the forward grip and reverse grip quite well because it allows you to do different things, whether that's digging yourself out of a survival situation or stabbing into an attacker in a self-defense situation. And the red paracord wrapped handle is also really nice to always have. Whether you're in a self-defense situation, paracord can always be used for so many different things, or just, you know, your grip. I always like the feel of that paracord grip personally, and so for me, I love it. Now these finger holes are going to be a little bit smaller with just short of 1 inch, but the blade is going to make up for that with the ability to do some serious damage with that 5.5 inches of blade, making the total length of the knife just over 10 inches long. But it's still going to be fairly easy to carry around, not only because the entire weapon only weighs about 4.8 ounces, but because it also comes with a nice nylon sheath to both keep you and the blade safe while you're carrying it around, and it comes with a belt loop that you can strap to your belt to allow you to pull it and retrieve it at a moment's notice for whatever use you need it for. I am always a big proponent of being able to retrieve your weapons quickly because in a self-defense situation, that's exactly what you're gonna need. Let's test it out. Let's see if we can actually get it to cut this lemon pretty easily. Like obviously, look at this point right here. Like that's gonna stab into it no problem, but I wanna see if you can just Zorro it out of the air. Zorro. Ugh, I just showed my anime reference, but it's fine. Let's see if we can cut it out of the air. Ooh. Okay, so the first cut is not too bad. It does leave like a nice straight, I don't know if you can see with the light. Let me see if I can shade it a little bit. See with the light, nice clean cut right there, but let's see if we can cut through it. This is out of the box sharp. I always test these knives out of the box, never sharpening it any extra. Ooh, man, that was a clean cut, but I was off on my slice. Again, let me shade it for you a little bit. The light is quite bright right now. It's literally noon, so the light's like right above me. But here we go. Ooh, easy cut, not too bad. Not cutting all the way through like I expected, but it might be just because it's, you know, not as sharp as some of the other weapons I've reviewed. Either way, I mean, this is going to do serious damage to anyone. So, I mean, I'm happy with it for sure. Tell me which one you would want to use the first in a self-defense situation and which one you would want to use last in the self-defense situation. And maybe consider telling me why, because I always love reading your comments and seeing why. And as always, if you want to check out any of these weapons, I'll have links down in the description for you for each of them. And if you want to see more of me, check out Modern Ninja on pretty much everything, whether that be YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you choose to scroll. Definitely check me out if you want to see more of my content. But even if you don't, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you Weapons Wednesday.